There we go. She's afternoon on the 6th of the 11th, and that's in Fahrenheit because I can switch this one between Celsius and Fahrenheit. But she's starting to get a bit warm, and I've been out doing the weeds and all that. Now, when this phone is going to balance properly, I'll talk about something now. PM me if I've already talked about this, and I'll just delete this video because I hate doing duplicates. On occasion I have. Now you may ask, Link, I've got options to buy, petrol-powered, gasoline-powered log splitters, this, that, the other, all these different things, or I can buy log splitters, chainsaws, all that stuff as electric. What should I do? Well, I've got a pretty quick answer to all that. Chainsaws and that, yeah, sometimes, you can't really... It's a bit funny trying to go out in the forest with an extension lead when you got to run out the way as the tree's falling the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, not so great. But a lot of things, I think you're actually better to buy the electric one, because I tend to realise the electric one is cheaper than the petrol one. Now, often the petrol alternative is usually stronger and is good if you use it on a real regular basis. Like if you sort of have a bit of business on the side doing it, or you use it, and all the family uses it, your brother-in-law borrows it, boom, 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 maybe it's good to get a petrol one. But you got to realise that a lot of things you got to deal with maybe electric anyway, such as air conditioners, washing machines, microwaves, things that aren't really, if you've only got 160 to 250, 300 watts of power, you might be sort of stretching it a little bit, especially during the duller months, in autumn and stuff like that. You may be just dreaming trying to run everything off solar. So, the things that do take that bit more power, you often got to buy a generator for. And then when you've got a generator, you've got one. When you buy a generator, bang, that opens up the possibility to be able to use electric log splitters. I know they're weaker and they're slower, but there's an option for you. You may be like me, where you don't have a great deal of wood that actually needs splitting, and I split most of mine by hand. But when I say most, I mean there's only about, barely even more than 1% that actually needs to be split. And in cases like that where you've got a lot of timber that's a certain size, or you have options like I do to get all the smaller stuff now and use the bigger stuff later, you may want to just get a generator and get one that handles the maximum rating of what one power point will handle. Such as, here it's 2,500 watts. Now my generator does 2,640. Realistically, most of the plugs and stuff are never over 2,400. But, some of the things they write on as a warning, 2,500 is what power boards are rated to and stuff like that. But realistically, very few things are 2,400. Most things are only 2,200, but the max you will find is about 2,400. So mine's 2,640, and, it runs those things quite well. You may want to get one that's like, that's a 3.3 kVA, you may want to get a 7 kVA, and that will run two things at once. Which allows you to set a washing machine in motion and then go back and split a bit of wood while the washing machine's run. There's petrol ones that are powerful and all that, but you pay bucket loads more, and you may be finding that when you go to start that log splitter, it's got stale fuel in it because it's been sitting there since last spring, and then you've got to, empty all the stale fuel out, and you spend all this money getting the stronger one, but you've spent a lot of that money just purely because it's got the petrol/gasoline engine, and you could have sort of got the electric one cheaper, and just had a generator, which will do not just run your log splitter. Because when you've got a generator, you don't just run one thing. You can run whatever the hell you can plug in. Microwaves, washing machines. If you're real crazy, you might even have a full-blown commercial ice maker, and run that to fill up your evaporative air conditioner with ice before you go to bed. I don't know what sort of system you got. But that's always a good option because it's universal with everything. I mean, there's whippersnippers that go on it. I've seen electric lawnmowers, I've seen battery-powered ones and lead-powered ones. And once you get that generator, you can buy everything electric, and so then you just plug it into that generator, and it saves you buying a petrol engine on every damn tool that you've got, and then heaps of money gone towards 3 or 4 petrol engines that you only use a few days or a week or 2 a year, in total amount of hours running, So, yeah, there you go. That's my position on that little soiree.